And we're back on the Dispatch Sports Wrap, where the weather goes from warm to snow.
Hold on, Conrad. You didn't win any awards this year for the Dispatch.
I know.
The sports department, social media.
I know. Our reign of terror is over.
Our 2-year run is done.
You're
still number one in my heart, Conrad.
Oh, there's our guest speaking up. We'll get to you, sir. Just be patient. Be patient. But first, our sponsors, Conrad.
Sponsorships. We got Shannon's Auto Body, Rafferty's Pizza.
You said it right. Sometimes to our guest, we work on our speech. He goes Rafferty's.
No, I always say no.
Do
you get biscotti when you go there?
I'm very good.
Yeah.
I'm very good at saying Rafferty's Pizza. TeeHive kicked that hornet's nest.
Randall State Bank, home of the bald guys, plus a guy with hair they just hired this week.
Oh wow, they're kind of getting some more diversity over there. That's good.
Yes.
Range Printing. Shout out to Lakes Country Journal, and then
your stomping grounds heard
Shep's
you were there last night.
Shep's on 6.
Shep's on 6.
I haven't seen you there in a while.
No,
Wade,
I've been busy.
so.
Busy planning for the podcast. Busy following our Warriors. We got lots to talk
Lots
about.
to talk about here.
But first, it's been a long time, Conrad. 37 years. And a coach that has been coaching wrestling in the Brainerd community for 26 plus. Is that right,
It's
Mr.
my 26th year, yeah.
Coach Jim Kath?
Jim
Welcome.
Kath.
Thanks for having me on.
What do you think? Did you?
This is great. More than I could have ever anticipated.
Randall State Bank would be proud because you would fit right in with the bald guys. So
yeah,
just
well, if this teaching thing doesn't work out, I got future there maybe.
Yeah. Coach, 26 years. Congratulations.
You going to say it a third time?
30. I've been coaching for 26 years. It's been 37 since we've been in the state
Yeah.
tournament.
I'm about to swear because I am fired up. And we'll get to that later, but just relax and let's let the guest get settled in.
Well, I mean, you say that it's 37 years and then 26 years, then you reiterate 26 years. Are you trying to make Jim feel bad about how long he's coached?
Jim doesn't feel bad.
Oh, okay.
No. I think I think the biggest thing that I've heard in the last week though is that you've been with the program 26 years. Andy Picard comes in his first year, puts a team in the state tournament. And, I got to say, absolutely, 100%. We got a little bit of the, riffraff out of there.
But kudos to you. So. You identified a situation and said, you know what,
absolutely.
It's time for me to.
We need new leadership
It's time for me to go, you know what, this guy, we're going to just switch a little bit. But kudos to him. But, hey, you're assistant coach. Talk about this. Let's start it with the season. And here we are.
Here we are. Yeah, it's been a great season for us. I mean, honestly, I think our kids have been performing well all season long. We've had a team, I think in a lot of ways, even, knowing a lot of the kids from last year to this year, is we're better in some ways than I maybe even thought we were going to be. I know that we'd have a good team coming into this season, and which is great for Andy to take over and have some good quality wrestlers with him. But the kids have just outperformed themselves throughout. I shouldn't say outperformed themselves. They've performed up to their ability throughout the course of the year. They've had a great dual meet season, and and.
You guys kind of picked up steam going into sections, got the 1 seed. You look at the bracket, and obviously wrestling's a little different than basketball, football from the sense of, there's schemes and stuff. But the way you guys were going in as a 1 seed, did it shock you? Were you surprised? I mean, because Wilmer, Moorhead are...
Yeah. No, I mean, I think the way that we set it up in wrestling, we make a real effort to try to wrestle all those teams. A couple of those teams are in our conference. We see them every year anyhow. But we make an effort to, wrestle like a team like Moorhead. And this year we wrestled Moorhead twice. We actually lost to Moorhead the first time that we wrestled them in a close duel. And then we wrestled them again in the Rick Lee Invitational as another dual event. And beat them pretty handily there, honestly. We had good matchups and all that kind of stuff. Everything went our way in that match. But no, we beat all the teams. And the last time we wrestled Moorhead, we knew it would be either Moorhead or us as 1 seed. So, no, kids performed well, and we should have been the 1 seed. I mean, if you just look at the numbers, it was a pretty straight.
Well, and watching the section meet, I mean, that was one of the most exciting things I've seen in a long time. I mean, I sat in the section final last year. Conrad and I did, watching St. Michael, Brainerd girls, and the energy. But then watching, I feel bad I wasn't there, but you could feel the energy.
Oh, it was a super. I mean, I've done this for a long time. I mean, I've coached a lot of different teams or whatnot. But there was a special group of kids, and it was just one of those situations where I think for that particular duel, Jax came out and got that first win.
Jax Dahlheimer.
Jax Dahlheimer, and kudos to him. We had wrestled that kid actually in the Rick Lee duels too, and Jax caught the kid and pinned him.
Oh.
In that duel, so we knew that Jax had some confidence coming into it. But that was a good kid that we knew that was going to be a close match, and he just gutted one out, right? right? And he gives up a ton of weight. He's a kid that couldn't wrestle for varsity for us the first part of the season because he was too light. He actually had to gain weight throughout the course of the season in order to even just be eligible to be.
And then the other guy you had wrestling too, Kuiper DeRozier, he had. I mean,
and
they look like they're out. I mean, hats off to those little. They're 15 pounds outweighed.
Absolutely. Jax has done a great job, and Kuiper's done a great job throughout the course of the year, too. And that's a tough situation. You're a young kid. You're undersized. You're coming into those situations. And it's hard. Those kids they're both real good wrestlers, too. So their history has been they've won tons of matches, man. So then to show up at the varsity and then be an underdog literally every time you step out on the mat, and to continue to go out there time and time and time again, and feel like you're getting better even though you're getting beat almost every time you step on the mat, that's a tough situation. So my hat's off to them. Kuiper wrestled our first round against Bemidji. He's done a great job. We could have put him or Jax out there. The decision to go with Jax was just simply based on the decision that Jax had beat him once before, and we thought there was some confidence there. And, worked out.
And, obviously you have, the names of Faber, Dirks. We've talked about them all year, but I thought the other one was Bemidji was Levi Becker's match.
We've had a number of kids like a Levi that just kind of throughout the course.
Yes.
And I think really that's kind of the heart of the team where we saw them really improve as a team is that our guys that maybe aren't 25, 30 match winners came out. They competed every single match that we went out there. Even the matches that we lost, we had kids that went out there. They wrestled hard. They competed.
Ruby going out against Schwinghammer, and I'm going, Ruby, hang in there, buddy. Hang in there. And, I mean, he gave it everything he got. Shout out to him, too, for wrestling guys 100 pounds more than him.
Absolutely. Across the board. I mean, we don't have a true heavyweight, so we're sticking a 215-pounder in at heavyweight each time.
Conrad, you got any eligibility left over there?
You're
falling asleep over there.
No, I'm not. I'm doing great.
I mean, our guys wrestled across the board. I mean, and I don't care. Even our backup guys that came in there, we slid Jackson Loreno into our matchup, and gave him a deal where he had to wrestle against a Moorhead kid that was a top 5 ranked kid in the state, and that's a tough assignment. And but he went out, he competed, almost took the kid down a couple of times. We ended up giving up a fall there, but that didn't make any difference. The way kids wrestled and competed was really it was pretty inspirational, even as a coach, to kind of watch it. I was about as fired up as I've ever been.
I was watching.
Situation.
I mean, you there's Mickey White and the Dirks, and go through who are the other coaches that all sit there. I mean, you guys were all the only guy that sat there and was calm was Andy. I just got to say it. Andy just sat there.
Andy, and what's funny is at one point too, and I'm running numbers, and I'm kind of like that's my gig. I want to run the numbers. I knew that. And all those kind of things, and I'm coaching in between each one. And Andy looked at me and he goes, "Hey, dude, this is pretty fun. Don't forget to just enjoy the moment here a little bit too." And that was a good reminder for me, just this is really cool to watch these kids come out, compete, believe in themselves, and then kind of manifest their own future. It's pretty fun to watch. And
now the seedings are out. We got St. Michael in the state quarters.
Yep.
Top seed. How excited are you for that?
Well, it's the state tournament, man. You're going to wrestle great teams, and that's just kind of how it is. I mean, I think that, in all honesty, we were hoping to get one of the top 5 seeds. They only seed the top 5 teams, and then the other 3 go into a draw. I mean, by default,
the only sport in Minnesota state tournament that does it. And I did talk to a member from the State High School League before the podcast, so I do have some clarification.
He's put on the podcast.
Yeah, so they take 6, 7, and 8. They put them into a hat, and they draw them out. And we drew the 8th seed essentially out of that. So we wrestled the number 1 seed first. A 6 seed. This is what we were voted. Actually, if you look at down the votings, we would have been voted as the 6th seed, which I think we could contest that too. But at the end of the day, the coaches vote on it. They do the stuff, and it is what it is. We're going to go out there. We're going to wrestle quality teams, and I think that regardless, the message we've given kids all year is regardless of who we wrestle, go out there and be yourself. Go out there and be Jax Dahlheimer. Go out there and be William Dirks. Go out there and be the wrestler that you are, and go compete. So
you get to the state championship, you got to wrestle St. Michael anyways. You get to and you're going to have to wrestle absolutely. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
And there's 3 real standout teams. I mean, St. Michael's kind of got an unbelievable lineup again this year, and they're hands down the favorite to win
the university.
Yep. And I think the university.
That's what we refer to them as on the podcast.
And and Shakopee and Stillwater both got great teams too. So it's going to be a great state tournament. It's a super good venue. I don't know if nobody's ever been down to it before. I highly recommend the Minnesota State Tournament. It is one of the best state tournaments put on in the state of Minnesota, and that's recognized across the country, honestly.
So let's talk about it. It's February 25th, correct? Next Wednesday.
Yeah,
that's the team. Yeah.
What time?
So 4:00 is the actual team start time, and I don't know off the top of my head. They run it by classes if they're going, and then they rotate those classes, whether it's A first, AA first, or AAA first. I honestly don't know that off the top of my head.
Which we can find on the state high school.
Yeah, it's all part of the state high school.
But you can walk up and buy tickets and go to it, right?
Yep, absolutely. At the door, get in there, and it's not the X anymore.
Grand Casino.
It's the Grand Casino now, but I mean it's a great venue, man, and there's not a bad seat in the house. You get to watch a lot of great wrestling, and it's going to be a super fun environment.
So lineups, does anything? I mean, I know wrestle-offs. Do you guys conduct those still, or does it depend on, I know you got individuals this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough sport. I mean, honestly, so what happened is
it's cutthroat. It's crazy.
It's just the nature of the sport. And we talk with our kids throughout that, and I think that we've had great leadership on our team by 3 captains. I think that Lucas Lynn, Easton Dirks, and Nolan Jukic have done an exceptional job as captains, and they're kind of quiet leaders, honestly. Like, what they do inside the room every day is the way that they speak to the rest of the team. But it's a tough deal. I mean, we literally qualified for the state tournament for the first time in 37 years. And on the bus ride back, we informed kids that we're having wrestle-offs on Monday. Right, and
to wrestle off to see
because there's going to be some jockeying on individual spots. So guys are going to kind of pick. So our team lineup, the coaches always decide what that is.
Yeah.
Right, and but our individual lineups, those kids wrestle off for those spots, and we had some kids that kind of jockeyed around in some spots, looking at what's the best possible weight for them to be at the state tournament at, and for section tournament wise, and so we ended up having wrestle offs, so that Jackson Burhow, who wrestled 33 for us as a team, he's going to wrestle 39 at the sections for individual, which meant that Ben Rodriguez moved up to 45, and he had to wrestle off Nolan Jukic. And I'll say this, and I just literally sent a text to Nolan. Nolan and Ben wrestled off. Nolan got bumped out of the individual spot. Right? Nolan's a senior. He's a captain, and he lost that spot out. So that's a tough spot for a kid to be in. And but just to show the leadership on that, Nolan Jukic that night texted Ben Rodriguez, congratulated him, said you're going to do a great job, and said you're going to make the state tournament. Right? So that kind of leadership is just.
Isn't Nolan a world champion jet skier?
Yeah, he's the jet skier guy.
This kid is amazing.
Yeah, he's an incrable athlete.
I worked with his mom back in the day. I know.
And wrestling's not his favorite. I mean, wrestling is not his number one thing that he does, right? And but I think he has came out and even though that not being his number one sport, he's continued to be a leader in that team and just an exceptional.
I love stories like that.
Yeah.
Well, okay, tell me. We need a little inside information.
Yeah.
Lucas Lind versus Bemidji was set up. And then all of a sudden you flipped a rule with Easton Dirks. Mm-hmm. Now, is there a coin flip before each match, or is it before the whole?
Before the dual event, there's a coin flip that happens, and you're going to choose odd or even. And what that means is that you're home on odd or you're home on even, which means you have to present your wrestler first.
Okay.
So we kind of knew going into it that and I'll say that in the finals matchup, we really wanted the coin flip to go the other way. Because we wanted to avoid their 215 or their 189 pounder William Ward, who's a stud. He's
number one in the state.
Then he's a top recruit in the country. I mean, this is a really tough kid.
Kind of like you in basketball, Conrad.
Oh, he went and he's at Moorhead too.
Yeah,
Shocker.
And he came over from West Fargo a couple years ago.
Surprised he didn't go to St. Michael.
Right. But at any rate, that matchup there. But so we lost the coin flip. But as coaches, it's our job to look at the best lineup there. So Lucas Lind, one of our captains, he's wrestled 61st all year. We said, Lucas, we need you to weigh in at 52. And that gave us the ability that if we lost the flip and we didn't have choice at 89, then we get choice at 52. So they had to present first at 52. And they've got a good 52 pounder, and they've got that Ellingson's a real good wrestler for Moorhead. So we got a chance to put our best guy, honestly, Easton Dirks, on him, pick up a win there. Lucas wrestled a great match, got a win there. So, we knew that numbers-wise, I knew that if Lucas went out and won his match, and Easton went out and won his match. So at 160 pounds, the duel was over.
Are we expecting the same thing with STMA, the university? A little jockeying, a little.
Yeah, it's going to be.
I was thinking you send Jax out there and punch the first kid in the nose. He gets DQ'd. We set the tone.
That's not.
Oh, you can't do that, Conrad. Okay, sorry, Jax.
Wow.
Don't. Jax, I didn't mean to say that.
Yeah, we don't promote that kind of activity there.
Sorry.
And, our game plan's the same.
This is an assistant coach for a Brainerd high school. And this is the type of
stuff. We
go
out there and we compete at every weight class. I don't care who you're wrestling. I don't care if the kid's the number one. And I'll say this, Tice Faber went out against William Ward.
Yes.
And go out and wrestle. Go out and wrestle. I don't care who the guy is that's wrestling. He puts his pants on the same as you do, one leg at a time each morning. And
Tice has a chance to make podium in state. I mean, he's a top 10 guy.
Yeah, Tice is a good wrestler, and I think, it's all that. it's all that stuff. Whether you believe in yourself in that moment, you can go be the best version of yourself when you step on the mat come individual section time, and it's going to be exciting.
This is the part of the podcast where I have to be quiet because Conrad feels left out. So I'm just going to take a little personal time out here.
Wait, wait, what do you mean I feel left out?
Well, you're just over there fiddling on your phone.
I'm not on my phone.
Okay, that's an untrue statement.
now.
There's no video here to confirm that, but Conrad is not on his phone.
True.
So, yeah, Conrad, you got any wrestling questions for us?
Well, we kind of got into it a little bit, but the section tournament, it's kind of odd. You guys are qualifying for state, but then there's this individual tournament coming up on Saturday. So how have you been preparing for that as well as getting prepared for the team tournament? And how excited are you for the section individual tournament?
Oh, it's a great time of the year. You're hoping that, we've got kids that have got individual goals that they want to be in that state tournament for the individual side of it. So it's exciting for them. We want to make sure that they're the best versions of themselves and they're ready to go out and compete at that whatever weight class they're representing. And honestly, practice doesn't change much. I mean, we kind of have the same formula. Like we go in, we talk this week. I think it's as much mental preparation as anything else. But like whatever we've done so far, we just won the section as a team, right? Like you've got proof in the pudding here. A little bit of like what we're doing is working. This is hard work. Wrestling's a tough sport. We sometimes say in the practice room, like the only fun thing about wrestling is winning. Like we work those kids hard. We had a tough practice today. We had a tough practice yesterday. We'll taper off a little bit here Thursday and Friday, and get those kids. But make sure kids are down to weight, get them the best opportunity there. But the hay's in the barn at this point. Like we're not going to show
the hay's in the barn, Conrad.
We're not going to show some secret move here in the next day or two that's going to catapult them into the state tournament, whatever. It's just about them mentally being ready, believing in themselves, and doing the things that they know how to go out and do, and just be free and wrestle.
So will you go down Wednesday then a state tournament and then stay through?
Yeah, they changed the format for the state tournament a little bit.
Yeah, it's full Rustlebacks.
Yeah, so they did some things which I think are really great, and then they increased the girls to 16.
Yep.
So like there's full Rustlebacks there. So they've added some things that the Coaches Association has been asking for a number of years.
Well, and I think they need to start asking. Let's seed 1 through 8, please. Sorry,
yeah,
I gotta throw
that.
Yeah, Cornell, you hear that?
Yeah.
I know you're the athletic director of university, but here's the bottom line: we're not. Okay, I'll stop.
Contact your local legislator.
Yep.
Let them know your concerns.
And then
he listens, by the way, Cornell from St.
yeah,
Michael.
Easton Dirks. I know you talked about when you faced Moorhead and you lost. I know Easton was out for most of the beginning of the season with an injury. Getting him back and seeing him be healthy, and like you said, he's probably the guy you're most confident in the lineup. How much did that kind of help you guys, in the season? Because like wrestling, I feel like is like basketball, where it can be a long season. So
for sure, yeah. And January, I'll tell you what, like January is a tough month. We compete a lot.
Grind.
It's this grind that time of the year, and then you get into this beginning of February, and our schedule opened up a little bit. We tapered off a little bit from competition, but Easton was out. Had an injury. Actually finished the year last year on an injury.
Yeah.
Spent the whole summer not competing. That's the longest time that kid's been off the mat, probably since he started wrestling. Right, and
it's probably harder on Dad than him.
Yeah, I think like anything, like whatever life throws you, like you have to just accept the fact that this is what it is, and like this can be used for good reason or for good purpose, And I think he did that. He was off there, and then came back to start of the season. And he missed the first part of the season, honestly, because of sickness, not even because of injury, right? So he was real sick. He lost a bunch of weight. He was just kind of one of those early sicknesses that was kind of running through our room, and he couldn't shake it. So he's coming back right now. He's stronger than he's been throughout the season. He's really peaking at the right time. And he's a kid, I say like he's our best wrestler, and that's just based straight on statistics. He's the best wrestler probably to come through Brainerd Wrestling. He's a 4-time state entrant. He's a 4-time state place winner. We've never seen that in any. He's got the potential to be a 5-time state entrant, a 5-time state place winner. He's amongst a very small group of kids in the state of Minnesota that can ever claim that. So he's a real special kid and a hard worker. And again, like one of those kids that like, he says very little. Right?
Yes.
He's not a guy that like gives a rah-rah, sis, boom, bah, kind of motivational speech at each time. It's like he goes out there and he practices. You see what kind of a person he is based on the way that he presents himself on the mat. So, great leadership.
All business, Conrad.
Yep, absolutely.
All business.
Business, yep.
And you mentioned that you stepped aside, but you're not the only assistant coach who was a former head coach. Mickey White, I know. It's like that's the success that you guys decided.
And then look on the girls' side, you throw in Boren in there.
Yeah, you both needed to be assistant coaches in order to get over the top.
Well, I don't.
You keep this up, you're going to be in yourself right in the HOF there, Kathinator.
My wrestling days are long behind me, right? And honestly, that's the mantra inside the room too. Like, this is not about me. This isn't about coaching. This is about the kids having an opportunity. And
listen to this humble guy.
That's the reality, man. Like
it is.
That is the reality.
You're spot on.
And I think that anytime we as coaches start taking over and take some kind of like, this is about me, we lose the focus and we lose our effectiveness, right? And Andy, I hate to say something on air about Andy because it could be used against me. But like he's an exceptional human, right? He's the right kind of a guy that comes in there. Andy is the most decorated wrestler that we've had come through Brainerd Wrestling up to this point. I mean, both from a high school and from a collegiate level. I mean, he's in the Hall of Fame. He's a 2-time state champion, a 1-time runner-up. He qualified for the state tournament. Yeah, and he's an All-American, and he's a national champion in Division II. So, like, he's a freak, right? Like, he's a freak wrestler. But you come inside the room, and he says, this isn't about wins and losses. This is about getting better. This is about having fun while we're doing that. And I think that when that kind of spirit, that culture takes over your room, that it's infectious.
Okay, I got one serious question to ask you. Yeah. Because Andy came in with a black eye last time. Do you wrestle with the kid? Come on now, Kath. You're an old man. I know you're fit. You're bald, but do you still scrap a little with the boys?
Very limited to no. I mean, right? Like no. I wrestled around a little bit last couple weeks ago with like Jake Rodriguez and Crew Dahlheimer, who wrestled like 21 and 27 for us. So like I have to have a significant weight advantage to like make sure that I don't get hurt. But I'll say this: like yesterday, Mickey White was wrestling with our bigger guys, and Marty Wagner, another one of our volunteers. And Marty's my age, and Marty's a freak too. He's just so stubborn and so tough.
We call that determined.
Determined, whatever. Yes. And those guys are sore. Like, they can't wrestle, but like some of our bigger guys need to have a little bit more competition as they're wrestling. And Andy was in wrestling with kids again today too. So I mean, we've got head coaches.
So should Conrad and I maybe sign up? Can we volunteer? Is there a disclaimer
100%
to come in and give everything we got?
Your background checks are clear and everything. So yeah, anytime you guys want to come,
Conrad, we're doing that next year.
I'm not wrestling anybody.
Yeah. Okay. So no, we're blessed to have the coaching staff that we have. Honestly, I mean, when I stepped down last year, my intention was not to continue with Brainerd Wrestling, not because I don't love Brainerd Wrestling, but just some family stuff or whatever like that. And my wife was excited for me, honestly, to be not a head coach and not be coaching and to be a little bit more time at family. And then Andy ended up applying for the job, got the job. Andy called me up, and a month of being retired, I went to my wife and I'm like, Andy got the job, and she just kind of put her head in her hands, and
she knew.
She's like, well, you have to help him. She goes, it's Andy, like you have to help him. And
we got to give a shout out to your wife for that great decision. I mean, serious.
Well, honestly, and Teresa Bakar, just as equally much, Becky White, Krista Wagner. Amy Dirks, those individuals deserve. Behind every successful man is a real tired woman, right? And there's truth to that. These guys, we spend a lot of time in those rooms. We spend time away from our family, and we're lucky enough to have wives that support us to go do those kind of things. And it's a great group, great culture.
Before we get you out of here,
it's just amazing that Wade's wife never gets mentioned on this podcast. So
I could have mentioned Wade's wife in there too.
Listen, every night is the greatest night in the world. Tonight's
Absolutely.
date night. It's going to be great. My wife is a gem. I am the luckiest man. I have no idea.
There we go. Let's shout out Jessica.
Good nice cover. Yeah, it's always hard when somebody else has to prompt it for you, but nonetheless.
Because what are you going to do? I can't back down. So, okay, we're going to send you anyway, but before, how was this experience? I mean,
this beyond anything I could have ever imagined, right? I don't know why I didn't take advantage of this when I was the head coach to come in here and to have this chance to sit down with you guys. And honestly, like, not to say like it bothers me to say nice things in front of both of you, but like I do.
Oh my God!
I do really appreciate the work that you guys do and the coverage of Brainerd sports. And like you guys understand too, this isn't about you. This is about promoting our kids and giving them the opportunities they have and to really recognize the efforts that they put forth. So a sincere thank you.
There we go.
In the most sarcastic way that I can deliver.
There you go. Beautiful. All right. So. Well, Conrad.
All right, Jim. Well, thanks and good luck this weekend.
Take the university, break their hearts.
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys having us
on. And we're back, and that was good.
That was pretty intense. Cather, he likes to talk and get going. I mean, we probably could have went another half hour.
Yeah. All right.
You're going to have to edit it.
Get your piece in. Brainerd Warriors at St. Michael, for the state quarters, you have the floor.
Well, it's ridiculous. It's straight up ridiculous. The only sport that does 1 through 5 seeding, the coaches' advisory better do that. I reached out to the State High School League. I got a response that this is how they do it. They all vote. They talk about it, do it. I'm pretty sure that Elk River is not better than us. The fact that they're saying their section's better, our section's better, blah, 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 blah. The reality is we should have been the 5th, playing the 4th, and battling out. So we're not. We're going to do its best, but it's ridiculous. It's a Metro bias that it's not through email. It should be in person. Everybody should get a chance to talk. Okay, there we go. All right, let's talk about 3-time state champ, the high kick, the Brainerd Kicksters, and Jazz's first state title. My gosh. Shout out to Kickster Nation. We showed the Metro, Conrad. We stuck it to them. Oh, I have a headache.
Yeah, I hear that some Metro teams are saying there's some maybe northern bias when it comes to...
Yeah, listen to that. Now they're saying northern bias, Metro. Listen, the bottom line is everybody puts their shoes on, puts their leotards on, puts their singlets on, whatever you want to call it, their costumes. Wow, that was big. What do you think about that? 3-time
That's
state
cool,
champ.
yeah. Well, what's more impressive, getting the first time in Jazz or 3-time kick? I mean, you
what's
could
harder?
go either
You've
way
never
on
won
that.
it. Never medaled.
How many schools have swept the state tournament before?
Hold on, I just got a text. Nope, I appealed our seed. The State High School League denied my appeal. I guess I didn't have the official document.
Wow.
I don't know.
That was the dumbest joke you've ever had on this podcast.
Oh, really?
But no, very cool for the Kicksters,
Yes.
and getting Jazz on Friday, and then
Louis,
kick
Avery,
and
Eva, shout out.
Very-
Way to go, captain leadership.
state champions, and that's
Unbelievable.
special, and you'll never get to take that away from them.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. I'm speechless, Conrad. Speechless. You're not really energetic right
We got section swim on
now.
Friday,
The
Saturday.
bullet's going after the goal. Let's go get it.
And that'll
hosting.
be interesting. Yeah,
You
well,
covering?
we always host. Millsop, yep.
The SAP is covering.
Yeah, he's the swim guy. You should know that by now.
Oh, yeah, Lakes area, the best guy. So shout out. Go get him.
We
some
got
state entrance.
floor hockey is also next week too. So you got state wrestling and state
Two
swim
big wins
and-
last night for basketball. Boys won at home against Wilmer. Wilmer's not a bad team. 15-7. They've won some games.
Yeah, Wilmer was good. That's a good win. And
I thought the way the Warriors started, I liked that starting lineup, how they worked hard. They played some good D, good energy. Bench play was ready to come, ready to go. Let's go, Warrior boys. But then, Conrad.
big overtime win for the girls.
Yeah, foul trouble. Fouled out. Bjorklund fouled out.
Any
Thomas.
technicals?
I don't know about that, but there should have been. Holy cow! No, there wasn't. The Warriors pulled her off in overtime. Clow got 5 points in overtime. Castle had her solid game. People stepped up. So they got one game left, and then we're going to talk about their seed. They better get the second seed. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, Conrad.
Okay.
I'm not biased or anything.
Did you talk to your buddy Troy about his technical first
No,
one?
but we're going to get him on next week, and that's the first what we're going to open up with because he doesn't listen to our podcast anyways.
No, nobody listens to our
Tough
podcast.
loss for boys hockey down at the university. Had a good first period, and then kind of fell apart. But hey,
Wow.
Bart
fell apart. Jeez.
well 6-0. I don't know what else to say.
I don't
Bart
know.
had a great game. Big saves early. We were 0 for 5 on our power play. If we would have snuck one of those in early, you never know, Conrad. But
Yeah.
so I'm glad
Boys
they won some
hockey's
games
done.
at the end and there.
And yeah, so but are we missing anything? You got any wisdom to bestow upon us?
Yes. I think if we're going to make high school sports about kids, we should seed 1 through 8, not 1 through 5. I think adults need to make the right decision right now. God, am I just stuck on it?
Why,
Am I just keep going? Should I just stop? Or
No,
what?
it's fine. I mean,
Okay. You don't have an opinion on it? Oh, I don't. I just can't control what I can control.
No, I do think that there was. I mean, it's coach's vote, so there was probably
what?
they take out your lowest and highest, so you had to have two teams, And if there was wrong information being sent out about, Brainerd's results from another team, I mean, it's a little unfortunate.
Watch your own bobber. Read the results you're given.
So,
But if you get to explain and try to have an opinion, it all should be in person, not through email where an AD reads it, not through anything. Get down there, get at a table. Why should you be this seed? And then that's it. and then 4 people should stand there, look at things, and vote. You and I should be it because I'm unbiased. I don't know about you, but I would make the best decision.
Clearly, you're very
for
unbiased.
outstate teams.
I think it's unfortunate where, like you said, I think if you're the 6th seed, why can't you just be the 6th seed and then? Because I know some schools voted Brainerd the 4th seed.
Absolutely.
There was, I don't know.
Why even seed if you're only going to see, come on. We've learned this in other sports. Okay, there it is. We'll be done. I'll let it rest. All right, Conrad, it's date night tonight. We got sponsorships to talk about. I'm late. I'm going to be in trouble.
You're always in trouble.
Rafferty's Pizza.
Shannon's Auto Body. TeeHive kicked out.
Randall State Bank. Home of the Bald Guys +1. Range
Printing, Lakes Country Journal, and of course, Shep's on 6th.
Boy, I love how you show energy in that. And
USA won.
I think you should not get a technical foul in a basketball game for saying terrible. Go Warriors!